Hi there, this is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, and welcome to another video. Recently I did a video of my backlog of shame and the number of BFI titles in that backlog of shame. But recently BFI had a summer sale, and sometimes when you buy things in sales they get added onto your backlog. Now, I've been a critic of BFI sales sometimes, because a lot of the time they have a sale and it's like £2 off an item, and you know, you like to support BFI through their site, but sometimes their sales really aren't that impressive, and obviously they get undercut by other retailers. But what makes their summer sale different, and I'm not sure it's still going on, but they're actually doing 3 titles for 20, which, you know, works out like $6.99 a release, which doesn't happen that often. I know there's some that have been reduced, but this was a chance for me to add to my backlog of shame. It's not my fault, it's a sale, with some BFI titles I've kind of had my eye on, but I was waiting for a sale like this. I mean, I came very close to picking up a bunch of Cassavetes films, because I only have Killing of a Chinese Bookie, which again was in my backlog of shame, so I almost came close to adding about another 5 Cassavetes, because again, the 3 for 20. So I accidentally got 9 titles to add even more shame onto my backlog of shame. So this video is really to add to my backlog of shame, but also just to let you know, if you don't know already, that BFI are actually doing a sale that perhaps is worthwhile getting involved with, because it is 3 for 20 for their Blu-ray releases. So the first one is 1929, and it's The Informer. This is a silent film, but there's also a sound version added to it. It's set in Ireland in 1922, and one of the revolutionaries kills the chief of police and has to go on the run. It's newly restored. There is a Blu-ray and DVD combo. It was premiered with the new score in 2016 at the London Film Festival. And again, this is the dual version, so it's 100 minutes. And again, Blu-ray and DVD, and there is a booklet as well. And again, the sound version, which is 84 minutes long. There's a restoration demonstration, which is 5 minutes long, and then there's some newsreels and some short films from the early 20s as well. So as usual, BFI do a really nice job with the release. So even if there's extras that aren't necessarily related to the film, they're generally kind of related to the film. It's another silent one from 1924. This is The Great White Silence. Again, I've had my eye on this and was kind of waiting for it to go down in price, but 3 for 20, I mean, what do you get for $6.99 these days, apart from this? So this is the official record of Captain Scott's heroic journey to the South Pole, which is 108 minutes. We get a 72-minute film, 90 Degrees South in 1933, which is the sound version of the final sound version of the legendary expedition. There's a 15-minute panel discussion. There's a documentary about the approach to the new score, or the original score. There's location field recordings for 5 minutes, and there's archive newsreel footage from 1910 to 1925. So again, nice booklet that just fell out. That's the thing about gravity, it'll always let you down. So that's The Great White Silence. So start off with 2 silent films. And then something a little bit different from BFI. It's Alan J. Pakula's Comes a Horseman with James Fonda, Jane Can, and Jason Robards. This is from 1978. There's a feature-length commentary by novelist and scriptwriter Scott Harrison. There's a 95-minute Guardian interview with Pakula. There is a 71-minute interview with Jane Fonda from 2018. There's trailers, and there's some short films about cattle included as well. And again, comes with a booklet. Next, from 1931, this is Madchen in Uniform, directed by Leontin Sagan. And this caused a hullabaloo because it's a girls' school or young ladies' school, and a relationship between one of the students and one of the teachers. So there's a feature commentary by Jenny Olsen from 2020. There's Women and Sexuality in Weimar Cinema from 2021, which is a 13-minute video essay by film critic Crystal Uluku. The Kiss, The Women Who Made a Movie Masterpiece from 2020, which is a 103-minute look at the production history of Madchen in Uniform and the exceptional women who made it, and How to Be a Woman, a selection of treasures from the BFI National Archive, including Tilly and the Fire Engines from 1911, Hints and Hobbies, number 11, Hints to the Ladies on Jiu-Jitsu from 1926, and Day at St Christopher's College and School, somewhere in the 20s or 19 minutes, and 4 and 20 Fit Girls from 1940. So again, a nice booklet of a landmark film, so looking forward to seeing that. And then we have another, actually got quite a lot of silence, we've got Piccadilly with Anna May Wong, directed by E.A. DuPont. There's a quote on the back by Martin Scorsese, so it must be good. Again, this is from 1929, 109 minutes, silent. And this has the jazz score, Neil Brand. There's a 5-minute sound prologue, which was screened in US cinemas. Return to Piccadilly in 2021, which is 17 minutes, which is a new video essay by silent film expert Brian Erickson. Talk of the Town, which is 2021, which is 53 minutes long. A new in-depth video biography of Anna May Wong by author and film critic Jasper Sharp, who's always entertaining. Scoring Piccadilly from 2004, 20-minute. Composer Neil Brand reflects on his approach to creating music for the film. And again, another one of these short films, Cosmopolitan London from 1924, which is 10 minutes long, which shows the cultural melting pot that was London in the 1920s. So again, not only do you get the film, but you also get a little bit of background and a little bit of history. So that's Piccadilly. Next is Mark Jenkins' Bait, which I've heard a lot about, but was kind of waiting for it to drop in price, and obviously 3 for $20 is ideal. He did Innismen or Innismen, which is one of the... So this is one of the best British films of the last few years, but I'm still not convinced what makes it excellent. It just kind of is. It is a strange film, but mysticism and routine, and gets you into a kind of rhythm and a hypnotic trance-like state. But it still has that kind of British folk tale, kind of psychological horror thing going on. To me, it's far more interesting than The Wicker Man. I mean, I like The Wicker Man, but I'm just not as high in The Wicker Man as most people are. But Innismen is a very interesting and fascinating film. So I've heard good things about Bait, from including friend of the channel Chris Mohan. So looking forward to seeing that. This doesn't have a booklet though. You can let me know if it came out with a booklet originally. I mean, Mark Kermode calls it a genuine modern masterpiece, and I do agree with some things Mark Kermode said, and disagreed with others, like The Exorcist is the greatest film ever made, but I'll just let that go. Next is another film directed by a woman. This is The Other Side of the Underneath, which I know SGS Arts has raved about in the past. According to the back, it's the only British feature film solo directed by a woman during the 1970s. This stars Sheila Allen, Anne Lynn, Jane Arden and Penny Slinger. Now, if you can remember, some time ago I went through my Anti-Worlds collection, and a documentary on Penny Slinger is in the Anti-Worlds collection, and it is excellent. So again, this is a dual format with the booklet, and this is an extended work. So the actual cut is 106 minutes, but this actually has an 130 minute work print version, which is on Blu-ray. Extended work print sequences for 33 minutes. There's an interview with Sheila Allen from 2008, which is 27 minutes. There's a filmed interview with Natasha Morgan from 2007, which is 9 minutes. There's a trailer for Anti-Clock, which I think is also available in BFI, or maybe BFI Flipside, in actual fact. One of Jane Arden's other films. And of course there's the booklet as well. This is about schizophrenia, so looking forward to looking at that. I think the word is watching, isn't it? Next is Red Desert by Antonioni. Yes, I'm a heathen because I don't love every Antonioni film that I've seen. I haven't seen a lot. My first Antonioni that I have in my collection is actually El Grido, which I really like. The Passenger, I liked. La Ventura, I liked. And the Il Notte, I really liked. So I'm going to give Red Desert a go as well, again starring Monica Vitti. This has a feature commentary and a trailer, so compared to the other films, this one doesn't have too many extras, but do you really need that many extras with Antonioni? Obviously I've seen Blow Up as well, but I don't actually have Blow Up. So this will be my 5th Antonioni in the collection, so it's not as if I don't have any of his work. But I'm just not as high on Antonioni as most people are. But then again, I am strange. And finally, what better way to finish than a Pierre Greenery, A Z and Two Knots. My experience with Greenery is that I saw a lot of his films years ago, and I haven't revisited them. The Draftsman's Contract is in my BFI backlog if you watch that video, so I'm just adding a Z in 2 knots as well. I've got The Cook, The Wife, The Thief and His Lover, not necessarily in that order, which I've yet to see on Blu-ray, but I have seen it before. And as I said, The Belly of an Architect I saw years ago as well, but I just haven't watched the Blu-ray. So I've got a wee pile of Pierre Greenery to watch as well. So that's my BFI sale purchases that are now going to add to my BFI backlog as if it wasn't big enough. But I just felt 3 for $20 for BFI Blu-rays, and as you've seen, a lot of the time with BFI you don't necessarily just get the film, you get a whole bunch of fascinating extras. So there's a bunch of silence and a bunch of interesting films. So thanks very much for watching. Don't chastise me too much. It's 3 for $20. I mean, what do you get for 3 for $20 nowadays? So please let me know which of these titles I should watch first, if I ever actually do. And hopefully join me again for more videos. So thanks very much for watching. This is Soldier Ronan, begging for your mercy, saying farewell.